The people have come to save us, all right? A group of people have come to save us. And it is the most unlikely group that you can imagine, especially when it comes to saving the planet rather than destroying it. The boomers. That's right. The boomers. The boomers are here to save the trees. This is really important. If you haven't already seen the video footage and the photographs, it is heartbreaking. Old growth trees and forests in British Columbia are amongst the oldest on the fucking planet, and they are majestic. I have hugged them. I have hugged them with friends and family. Like, we've locked arms like fucking Care Bears because it takes like 5 or 6 of you to wrap all the way around one of them. But they're so gorgeous and beautiful, and like, you know, nothing is more majestic in terms of like, you know, the forests of British Columbia than the old growth trees. But here's the fucked up thing, the incredibly fucked up thing. They're getting cut down. It used to be something that was banned, but they're getting cut down, and we're seeing them. We're seeing them like get fucking transported on the highways. Like, you could be driving down in your car and you'll see a fucking giant old growth tree that has been sawed in half, and it's just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking.
When RCMP officers arrive at the section of Kaikus Main Logging Road around 8:30 this morning, a large number of old-growth logging protesters are already there.
Everyone here is breaching the injunction.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with an exclusion zone. They're breaching the injunction by blocking the road.
Fuck, even the police sound Canadian, you know? Even the fash. It's Canadian fash, you know? Oh yeah, I don't know much about it. There, you just got to tell you that, you know, sometimes Hitler, I don't want to say he did nothing wrong there, eh? But you know, come on, buddy. He had a couple good ideas there. Yeah, just gonna say that right now.
Not allowing industry to go through.
Okay, can I take this new information back to the group and let them know?
And you're gonna give them the option?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we're past that point.
The protesters say they believe they were outside the injunction area, and the group includes some who weren't planning or willing to be arrested today. But that's what's happening.
A large number of individuals protesting the logging of old growth forests had blocked the road and weren't allowing industry through. We're now going through a slow, methodical process of affecting those individuals.
Police say tow trucks were called in to remove the vehicles blocking the road. Close to 30 members of the group were taken into custody, the highest number of arrests since police began enforcement efforts.
It's very likely that today could be.
Oh, the RCMP have just been historically. I mean, if you're not Canadian or not familiar with Canada, there, the RCMP have been basically the strong arm of the colonial state government of Canada, directly committing genocide. I mean that in the strongest possible terms. They are like amongst those who like rip kids out of their mother's arms to forcibly put them into schools called residential schools, which were kind of internment camps for kids, where they were tortured and raped. Both of those things, by the way. The most infamous one in Canada had a fucking electric chair. An electric chair. I'm not making that up. Like, you can Google it. One of the worst fucking residential schools in Canada had a fucking electric chair. They electrocuted children. I'm not kidding. It's fucked. And everyone thinks Canada's like, oh, it's Canada. You know, friendly old progressive Canada. You know, we have a black prime minister. Everything's fucking awesome over here. Things are totally fine. You know? Oh, well, the forced sterilizations are a handful of things, but the problem with the forced sterilizations in Canada actually is also indicative of how racist the medical system is in Canada as well. The Canadian medical system is also very, very racist, unfortunately. On top of everything else, there are incidences coming out right now of doctors and nurses playing games with Indigenous people to detect what their blood alcohol levels are, to say all kinds of racist shit about them. Like, it's wild. And yes, forced sterilizations are one thing. There's an even more horrifying one that just happened. I'll pull that up.
Most arrests so far.
An Indigenous old-growth activist is among them. She was already arrested Thursday. Huiswa Cha says while the elected council of the Pachidot First Nation supports the old-growth logging, not all members agree. She says the division within the nation stems from the colonial system.
It's a civil war. It's a civil war funded by Canada. It's a civil war funded by the British Crown. And as a civil war that British Columbia is founded on, because British Columbia couldn't exist without all the stolen land.
The Teal Jones Group started harvesting in the Kaikous region again on Friday.
True.
A company spokesperson says since then,
a young woman died while hospital staff called her slurs and made racist jokes in Quebec a few months back. I got a really fucked up new one, everybody. This one is just like, holy shit. I was informed today that social workers in British Columbia have forced Indigenous children under the age of 10 to have IUDs inserted by doctors. Within the last decade, they failed to ensure these children have follow-up care. Canada is committing genocide against Indigenous nations. In what reality does a social worker believe the appropriate response to a 9-year-old in foster care who is at risk of statutory rape is not to protect them, but to force that child to be subjugated to an IUD insertion? 10-year-olds, fucking 10-year-olds, forced to have IUDs inserted into them. Like, holy fuck. Canada, that is gruesome. Gruesome. And this is now. This is not like, oh, this happened 50 years ago. It was fucked. Like, you can't believe it. Holy shit. The dark colonial history of Canada. No, this is now. This is now. Canada has a moral and legal duty to submit to an independent international court for its crimes of genocide and constitutionally enshrined apartheid. Canada must do this to ensure that crimes against humanity perpetrated by its officials and citizens are tried and punished. I cannot emphasize this all enough. It is so fucking accurate. These are not inflammatory language in any way, shape, or form. You know? Yeah, this is Nazi shit. No question. And it is a crime against humanity. And like, as much as we've been pointing the finger at Israel and their actions towards Palestinians recently, like, look no further than your backyard when it comes to Canada or America. I'm sorry, but y'all are doing fucked up shit in America. You know, if it's not towards Indigenous people, which it is, it happens to be at the border, you know, to immigrants who are coming over. And it's like, oh yeah, gonna have forced hysterectomies. We have a uterus collector. Like, that's a thing. That's a thing. No, it's not a fucked up arc from some like really weird anime. No. It's a real thing. We have a uterus collector.
First thing this morning, the RCMP moved in again to try and clear camps and blockades set up by protesters. A number of arrests were made. While in Victoria, dozens also gathered to try and stop old-growth logging.
There are hundreds of defenders out there today, and the spirit is very high.
Rainforest Flying Squad? That's a badass name. Oh man, I want to see the Captain Planet thing right now. ADHD to the max. Yes! Get him!
Jugs.
Man, you got fucked over. So badly. Fucking heart. Everyone else is like wind, fire, water. I can make the monkey feel emotions. The pet monkey. Using heart.
Emotions erupt at an anti-logging blockade on Vancouver Island as protesters and police clash. People at the Ferry Creek blockade yell.
I give my cat
As
depression.
police make more physical arrests, as seen here.
You're suffocating her.
Dominic, the man in the video, says
Yeah,
he was
Mike.
trying to pick up some backpacks.
The officer came up behind me and said, "You're under arrest." So I said, "I'm not under arrest." And then he said, "You are under arrest." And he put his hand on me and he tried to like start moving me around.
Looks like David Duchovny.
Despite my best intentions, put me on the ground, roll me over. I had like a bump on my head or something, and like just using a lot of force.
Holy emotional whiplash, yeah.
Hundreds of protesters.
Yeah,
have
we're
blocked
going
the
on a
road
journey
for
today.
days after police enforced a court order injunction to remove
Holy
old-growth
fuck, whoa.
logging protesters.
Our forests are
one sec.
watersheds. This is one of the last watersheds. And
Pause it.
we need
That's metal as fuck, homie. Isn't this a fucking, this is a power up in video games, like in fucking Castlevania and shit, where you have swords like flying around you as a shield? That's fucking metal. Oh, god damn. Badass.
To remove old growth logging protesters.
The fact that our forests are watersheds, this is one of the last watersheds, and we need these resources to survive.
Teal Jones Logging has the right to harvest.
The fact of the matter is we are down to a tiny fraction of the old growth forest that once dominated the landscape. We are on the brink of ecosystem collapse in these areas.
7 more people were arrested, bringing the total to 21. Other people, like this woman who calls herself Pony, are refusing to leave.
I have refused to come down.
She's been in this spot high up in the trees for 4 days now.
We have specialized officers at the scene that are going to be continuing a risk assessment in order to conduct a rescue.
A nearby First Nation says their traditional...
You know what's funny is, like, that's very nice and Canadian and polite way of saying, like, well, we're just we're figuring a way to cut her down and not kill her. Then so you know, we got to get her down somehow. We're probably gonna cut you know, the cord or something there, buddy. But then yeah, we let her down.
Territory is being exploited. In a statement, Pashidat's First Nation forestry manager says, Pashidat First Nation is deeply saddened and concerned by the continued extreme disrespect being shown to our people. Protesters want to stop old growth logging before it's too late.
Insanity is continuing to log these ecosystems. What we're doing is we're asking for a fair discussion. We're asking for the government to come to the table and genuinely try to save these areas.
And say they won't be leaving anytime soon.
Look at this. It like so beautiful. This isn't even like the very big ones I was talking about, by the way. Like they get much larger than this, but where it takes like 7 or 8 people to hug one. And when you see these on fucking trucks, you'll see the length, the sheer length. Like, you need those extra wide ones, like the trucks that are so large they have to have a smaller truck in front of it that has the like wide load signs. Like, that's how big they fucking get.
These forests could survive just fine without us, but we can't survive without them.
RCMP say they will continue to monitor this situation. Alana Kelly, Glacier Media, Fairy Creek.
Don't know what Glacier Media is. Anyways, this story is going to have a bit of a happy ending, though, before we get there. The RCMP, in no uncertain terms, is a paramilitary organization that does the dirty work of the extractive industry. This was their founding mission. It is true. I don't think you understand what a red dress signifies. This strutting peacock actually said to a Sequapem woman. He's RCMP I don't know what CIRG stands for. Oh, the Community Industry Response Group. Dispatched to criminalize and harass Indigenous people on the behalf of the oil industry. Like, basically, fasci, racist enforcers, state enforcers. And yes, in order to protect the interests of capital, in this case, to protect the interests of the oil industry, is entirely their point. I guess it's fair to say the RCMP have a lot of experience with Indigenous victims of gendered violence, and do have an entire independent cop culture, understanding how the red dress relates, and it's actually fucking terrifying. And with their historical knowledge and proximity to violence against Indigenous women, girls, RCMP, and Two-Spirit RCMP in 2020 funds a dedicated group of dudes for the petty, consistent, and degrading harassment of women, children, and elders on their own land. This is Canada. Trying to like these as I go on. Systemic racism is repeatedly and knowingly putting Indigenous women, girls, femmes, Two-Spirit in harm's way so that mostly white, mostly wealthy investors continue to benefit, and using our national police force to legitimize it. To recap, Canada's national police, formed to suppress Indigenous peoples, are here working for oil industry and government to ensure pipelines are built on unceded Indigenous lands despite the well-documented direct personal and environmental impacts. There's a reconciliation update for June 29th, 2020. Oh, all right. I do have a nice update on this story, though, which is kind of fun. The people have come to save us, all right? A group of people have come to save us. And it is the most unlikely group that you can imagine, especially when it comes to saving the planet rather than destroying it. The boomers. That's right. The boomers. The boomers are here to save the trees. Seniors overwhelm RCMP barrier past Ferry Creek blockade. Look at these righteous grannies and grandpas. These activists. Elders for ancient trees. The group. A sea of them. Amazing. Amazing. Yes, this is the redemption arc. This is the redemption arc they've all been waiting for. But this is the fucking hopium. Good ass boomers. Yeah. Fucking badass boomers. It's fucking great. 100 elder hikers swarmed the RCMP exclusion zone. No arrests were made. A gang, I love it, of seniors marched on logging roads in Ferry Creek on Tuesday and said they completely overwhelmed what few RCMP officers who were there were holding in the exclusion zone. Saul Arbris, 82, said the officer saw more than 100 seniors marching up the road. They just rolled up in their police tape, and that marks the exclusion zone at Road 2000. We made quite an impression. This is badass. Well done. Well done, old people. Keep it up. Keep it up. This is beautiful to see. Not all boomers. It's true. It's true. There are good ones. There are good ones.
Water! Heart! Go Planet! By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet! Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet side. Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. Gonna help him put asunder bad guys who like to loot and plunder.
Loot and plunder number one.
Captain Planet. We're the Planeteers. You can be one too, cause saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way. Hear what Captain Planet has to say. The power is yours.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I have it in me to watch the Don Cheadle Captain Planet 1. It's so depressing. It's so very depressing, but yeah, we can watch it.
Then I guess we'll have to plant some more. Attaboy, Captain. Let's spruce this place up a bit, huh? Okay!
The wood is good. Wait, make them leave.
Captain? Human tree! Tree! Captain Planet, stop right now!
My heart. It hurts.
Hey, what up, freedoms?
Stop, Captain, please. Stop! Holy Gaia, that's enough. Stop. Stop, holy Gaia. Everybody's a tree. I knew I'd do it. I can't let you do this, Captain.
Eco-fash. Yeah, he went full eco-fash.
Anybody else want to go green? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Your punk asses. I'm going back up. Don't summon me again unless you're ready for that pain. These holes. Power is mine. Hey, all you Planeteers at home. Remember, turn off the faucet between usages and recycle those plastics. Or else, I'll turn you into a fucking tree. Captain Planet, motherfucker.
Hey, do you like movies? Do you like Serfs? Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs Cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because It's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, I'm Raft and Xander Corvus. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker. Our soft, spongy flesh is yours to command. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Ryan Lubin, Bisexual Black Gamer, Toe Fox, and Jeffrey Lamb, we proudly carry your sigils onto the battlefield. And to our Knights of the Round Table, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Timothy Hart, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophagic, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, Callie Kotka, The Great Pudini, Von Janny, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Encosin, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Nicholas Marks, Jopi, Josh Mickelson, Melissa Murphy, Todd Buckingham, Todd LaJeunesse, and Constance Joyce LaCheris. We tip our cap and lift our mug and salute you.